There are so many new LEGO sets coming on the 1st of August, and every year this is always an exciting time because in the summer we have a big wave of LEGO sets that get released, and usually there are lines out the door at the LEGO stores and everybody's excited about these new sets. And these sets cover most themes. There's sets releasing in tons and tons of different LEGO themes. There's also 3 new LEGO themes dropping on August 1st. Now I'm going to make a separate video where I talk about those themes. Today let's look at all of these new sets that are coming in the regular themes that we all know and love, what sets are coming and some details about them, which sets are my favorite, and what does this whole thing look like. So here we go, let's jump in. We're going to talk about architecture. Now for LEGO architecture we have just one set that is coming along. This is the Himeji Castle from Japan. This is set number 21060, 2,125 pieces, a very low price per piece of 8 cents as is expected with architecture. $160 MSRP is a little bit high for this theme. Collectors and fans of this theme are not used to paying that kind of price, but again, this is a 2,000 piece set, so it's a lot bigger than a lot of architecture sets are. Now this is absolutely amazing. I love this design. I think that this is going to sell very, very well, and it's going to go really nicely next to a lot of those other landmark sets. I am a little disappointed we still haven't seen anything about a Skyline set this year for the architecture range. I do love those Skyline sets, but this one is a really nice addition. So then we have LEGO Art. Now what's coming in the LEGO Art lineup? We have the Amazing Spider-Man. This is a 3D art, right? So you've got the kind of Spider-Man popping out of the frame, which is a kind of a new take on the LEGO Art structure. 31209 is the set number, 2,099 pieces and a $200 MSRP on LEGO Art coming on August 1st. We also have the Modern Art set. Now this one I am not a huge fan of, mostly because I personally don't like abstract modern art. I just don't enjoy it. I don't resonate with it. But set number 31210, for those who love modern art, you are probably going to love this set. It does look interesting, and I'm sure it will light up a room that you hang it in. 805 parts, very low price per piece. It's just a $50 price, right? So it's actually considerably lower than a lot of LEGO Art pieces. I haven't seen this in person yet, but it does look very small. You can see the size of the parts that it's made up of, and the scale of the set when it's completed looks very small compared to those parts. So I think that this would be one that you would maybe hang in like a bathroom or something like that, right? It's a pretty small one. So next up we have City. In City, we have Combo Race Pack. This is a $30 set that is 362 pieces, 3 different vehicles in this one, so you're getting pretty good value here. Price per piece of 8 cents, and 3 minifigures as well, so that's not bad for this set. We have the Modified Race Cars. This is 60396 with 359 pieces. Again, $30, so we have 2 vehicles here, and I love this flying car here. This just looks absolutely awesome. And the color contrast between the pink and green is pretty cool. So yeah, I think this one's going to sell pretty well. Monster Truck Race, once again 2 vehicles in one set, 60397 with 301 pieces. It's a $30 set again. So you're getting these multiple different options here for vehicle sets at $30. Then we have Classic. In Classic we have the Creative Color Fun, right? So this is 11032 with 1,500 parts exactly. Price per piece obviously going to be very low for these LEGO Classic big boxes. So we have $65 on this one to just get a ton of parts to add to your boxes for your creations. We have Creator 3-in-1 here. So we have the main street in Creator 3-in-1. So I really like this one because I do actually really like those city-based kind of mini modular buildings in the 3-in-1 lineup. I'm happy that they're continuing to do them, and in the past they've been big hits and they've sold pretty well. As a LEGO investor, I've invested in some of them and I've done pretty okay with them. They're not like the best range in the world to invest in, but they do fine. And this is set number 31141, 1,459 pieces, $140 price. Now that is a little bit more expensive than some of the other ones in the past, but look at the size of this thing. It's got 1,400 pieces. It's pretty elaborate. You've got multiple different storefronts going on in this with different color contrast, with multiple minifigures, and again you're going to be able to build this in 3 different ways. It's a 3-in-1 set. Next up we have Space Roller Coaster 31142, 874 parts, $110. Now $110 feels a little bit expensive for this set when you just look at what's included here. 874 parts. It's a 13 cent price per piece. Now, we do have tracks and different parts in here that are kind of less common. And we do also have a handful of different minifigures and alien parts and kind of some really interesting parts in the box. So that is contributing to that price being a little bit high. I also love the look of the set. This is just really, really cool. And, you know, you can even build it into a kind of a launch pad and a rocket. But the roller coaster version is absolutely my favorite way to build this. It's just really, really cool. Space sets in general, I'm always going to be a fan, right? I just love space sets, and they are super popular with fans. They spread multiple different themes. We have space sets in Ideas, in Icons, and, you know, 3-in-1 in Lego Friends, in City. So it's always gonna do well. And then the last one in the 3-in-1 lineup that is coming on August 1st is the exotic pink Parrot. This is 31144 with 253 pieces for $25. Not a terrible value that you're getting here. And pretty cool set, right? This is actually going to look nicely next to maybe some of the botanical sets, like if you're building Birds of Paradise and then you just put a little parrot next to it. I don't know. Some people are going to get creative with some of these things. So you have exotic pink parrot that can also be built into what looks like a fish, and maybe is that a crab? I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking at, but that's interesting. Interesting set. So next up we have DC. Now, in DC, we have a ton of Batman chasey type sets, right? We always need to have Batman versus someone in a car chase or a bike chase or some sort of chase. And first up, we have Batmobile Batman versus the Joker chase, 76224. This is not the first time we've had this set, essentially. It's a 438 pieces for 11 cents price per piece, MSRP of 48. And coming on August 1st. Now, of course, I really do love the design of this Batmobile. It is the 1989 Batmobile design. We've had a handful of different Lego sets that have been this design. And, you know, it's a fan favorite. So this is going to sell for sure. Next up, we have Batmobile Pursuit. Batman versus the Joker again, but for 4+, right? So this is for younger audiences. It depicts the same thing. It's Batman and Joker, and it's the Batmobile. And it is set number 76264 with 54 pieces, $27 price. And, you know, that makes the price per piece quite high because you're only getting 54 parts in this, as is what happens with sets that are targeted towards very young kids. You're not getting massive value in the box, but that's not really what they buy it for, right? They don't want intricate details when they're building. So that is the 4+ version of Batman versus the Joker. Then we have Batwing Batman versus the Joker. So this is the same kind of scene, the same characters, the same thing going on. You've got Batman and Joker facing off, but you have the Batwing. 76265 with 357 pieces, $38 price. Now, this is my favorite out of these three sets just because I am a sucker for the Batwing. I love the Batwing in general, and whenever we see it in a Lego set, I'm just happy with that. So this is a pretty awesome set. Now, next up we have Icons. What is coming in Icons? We have first the Tranquil Garden. I'm a big fan of this set. This is 10315 with 1,363 parts. At 8 cents price per piece, very reasonable for what you get here. No minifigures or anything, of course. This is very much a display piece for your shelf. It's $110 now. This kind of feels like a Lego architecture set, right? It feels like this would look good next to the Pyramid of Giza or one of the other architecture landmark sets. It also kind of looks similar to some of the Chinese festival sets, which you know, would also kind of add a little bit of collectability for people who are big collectors of the Chinese festival sets. Would they go out and buy something like the Tranquil Garden? Yeah, I think so, right? So you've got $110 on this one. I just love the feel of it. It just kind of feels like a very relaxing scene. I think it would look great in an office on a shelf. So I'm a fan of this one. Next up, we have the Corvette. Now, the Creator Expert Icons vehicles are always a range that I watch with a lot of curiosity because as a Lego investor, as someone who buys Lego sets so the values will increase over time, these sets can do very well. And there's been a handful of Creator Expert and Icons vehicles in the past that I invested in that were great investments. And Corvette is an iconic car. Everybody loves, everybody's a big phrase, okay? I love the Corvette convertible, and this red color, it just stands out. I think it's going to look phenomenal next to some of the other vehicles. This is 10321 with 1,210 parts. $150 price is pretty standard for these sets. That's not going to surprise anybody, and I think people will happily pay $150 for this set, to be honest. It does have 1,210 parts, and maybe could have benefited from a little more parts for that price point, but I don't think it's going to put people off, and I think people are going to buy this no problem. Next up we have Marvel. What is coming in Marvel? Well, first we have this crazy version of Groot. This is the Venomized Groot. So this is 76249, 630 parts, $50. Pretty reasonable price, right? $50 for what you're getting here. It's going to look like a lot of fun on your shelf when you're collecting your displayable Marvel sets, because the really interesting thing about Marvel recently is that we've had some sets that are really playable and kind of minifigures, and you know, you've got vehicles and different things that are typically playable. And then you have other sets that are highly displayable that look great on a shelf, such as, you know, Thor's hammer and kind of some of the gauntlets and stuff like that you would put on a shelf and you wouldn't really play with. And so this one is kind of a bit of both, right? It's right in the middle. It's, you know, this is going to look fun on a shelf, but it's also, you know, you're going to play with it. So that is the Groot, Venomized Groot, that's coming in August 1st. Next up we have another gauntlet set, which makes me very happy because I really like the sets that we've had so far. And I really like seeing this theme continue, or this sub-theme continue. It's going to make people want to continue to collect them. It's going to make people want to go back and buy the other sets, which is all good for the lineup. So we have Wolverine's Adamantium claws. So this is 76250 with 596 parts in this one. 12 cents price per piece. You know, MSRP is $70. I would have had this a little bit lower, maybe 60. But it looks great, right? We've got Wolverine's claw. It's going to sell. People want it. It's going to look nice next to your Infinity Gauntlets. It's gonna sell. So that's August 1st. We have the next version of the displayable Marvel sets. It is X-Men, and I like the branding of X-Men 97 on this as well. I gotta call that out. So then we have Spider-Man Final Battle is next, and this is the polar opposite of Marvel sets. This is one of the playable, highly playable sets that, in terms of displayability, just doesn't really look great, right? I don't want to put this on my shelf because of the colors and different things. I know it's the Statue of Liberty's head, and but the color scheme, the brown and different things is kind of, yeah, it's I don't particularly think that this is the most beautiful looking set ever, but it looks like a lot of fun, and you got a lot of amazing minifigures in here. It's set number 76261 with 900 parts, 12 cents price per piece, and $110 price point. Now, $110 at first glance looks like a lot for this set, right? When you see this 900 pieces and you see this set, you're kind of thinking $110, because you can pay $150 for, you know, the Icon's Corvette, or, you know, you can get a lot of bang for your buck for $110 usually. But, you know, typically with sets like this one, you don't expect to pay $110. But if you just look at that minifigure lineup, that's where you kind of start to see, okay, there's actually kind of a lot going on here. You have a lot of minifigures here. You have Doc Ock, you have Electro, you have Green Goblin, you have MJ and Ned, you have Doctor Strange, and then you have the 3 iterations of the Spider-Man minifigure. Now, that is amazing, right? Because everyone who watched Far From Home, you know, or No Way Home, I should say, you know, everyone got excited about having the 3 iterations, the Tobey Maguire, the Andrew Garfield, and the Tom Holland Spider-Mans all partnering together. And so that is what we have going on here in this set, and it is pretty amazing to see that in a Lego set. So I think this is going to sell. People are going to be excited about it, but again, that price point is a little bit high. Next up, we have Captain America's shield. This is just an amazing set, right? We've got an iconic piece from the Marvel Avengers universe. It's going to look so well next to the Thor hammer. This is 76262, 3,128 parts here. So you've got a lot of parts. 6 cents price per piece. That's really good value. And a $200 price point. Now, $200, again, it just feels a little high, but you have 3,000 parts. So everyone's going to have to look at that part count, because when you glance at the picture, it doesn't look like it's 3,000 parts. So, you know, people who, you know, at first glance are probably not going to want to pay $200 for it. But, you know, that is a lot of parts inside the box. So the value is there, and it's Captain America's shield. So, you know, you can't really go wrong with it. I'm happy they're doing it. It is, of course, a very simplistic design, but I'm happy they're doing it. Next up, we have Iron Man Hulkbuster versus Thanos, set number 76263, 66 parts. Now, $27 is expensive for this. When you glance at this set, you're kind of wondering, how is this $27? 41 price per piece, 41 cents. You do get Iron Man and Thanos inside the box, but that's expensive. Not a whole lot else to say about that one. So next up, we have Endgame Final Battle. 76266 with 794 pieces, $110. Now this one once again feels a little expensive at first. You have these really expensive playable Marvel sets coming out. Now once again we have tons of minifigures in this one, and it's focused on the women of Marvel who battle against Thanos at the end of Endgame. And I love that they're doing this, and it's a great scene to depict in a Lego set. The minifigures are amazing, so yeah, this one is another great set. We just got to focus on what you get inside the box as opposed to that $110 price point. Alright, so jumping into Minecraft and quickly breezing through this, we've got the Axolotl House. I think I pronounced that right, I don't know. This is set number 21247, 242 parts, $27 price point. Now, I don't know enough about the Minecraft video game to really know the scene that this is based on and different things, but I'm sure fans of the video game know exactly what's going on here, and they're happy that it's coming, perhaps. For me, it looks crazy. I don't really know what to make of these different colors and different things that are going on. But again, I'm not a massive fan of the game, so I'm not the best judge of the set. So that is the first set in this lineup. We have the Pumpkin Farm. This one looks a little more understandable to me. It's got like a Halloween vibe, and we have pumpkins and trees and different things going on here. 21248. 257 pieces, a very high price per piece of 16 cents because the price point is $40. We have Crafting Box 4.0, so this is 21249, the fourth iteration of the Crafting Box, 605 pieces, 13 cents price per piece at an $80 price point. And then we have the Iron Golden Fortress, which this is my favorite set that we've seen on this list. This is 21250 with 868 parts, 13 cents price per piece, $110 price. Now the $110 once again is just a little high, but at least you do get, you know, what looks like a really fun build with this set. Multiple different characters. You've got a lot going on with this set. I like the colors. You've got a lot going on here. You can also build it in like a different design, as you can see in the box here in the top right corner. So now we have Star Wars. Let's talk about Star Wars and every set that's coming in August 1st. First up, we have 332nd Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Battle Pack. So another Clone Trooper Battle Pack is on the way. This is set number 75359, 108 pieces, 19 cents price per piece, because of course the focus of the set is not the small pieces, it is the Clone Troopers. $20 MSRP on this one. It is higher than battle packs of the past, such as Sith Trooper, such as the Mandalorian Battle Pack. These were $15 sets. This one is $20. Will it still sell? Absolutely. People are going to be all over this, building their Clone Trooper armies, backed up by the kind of brand of Ahsoka and the new show coming out. So yeah, for sure it's going to sell. Next up we have Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, set number 75360 with 253 pieces, a 14 cents price per piece, and a $35 MSRP. With $35 for 253 pieces, it's a little high. For what you get in the box, it looks like a very quick build. You're going to fly through this thing very fast. At the same time, I'm very, very happy to see a Yoda Starfighter, right? I'm all about this, you know, the scene that this is depicting here. And you also get R2-D2 in the box here. Next up we have the Spider Tank. This is 75361 with 526 parts, 10 cents price per piece, and a $50 price point. Better value with that price per piece being lower. And once again, you're getting the Mandalorian in here. You're getting Grogu in here. And you're getting Bo-Katan in here as well. So pretty good in terms of the minifigures. And it looks like a lot of fun to actually build this set. Then we have a Mandalorian N1 Starfighter Microfighter. So we have another Microfighter coming on August 1st. This is set number 75363 with 88 parts, 18 cents price per piece, and a $16 MSRP. Once again, prices are a little higher. Next up we have a Yavin 4 Rebel Base. So this is 75365, and this is one of the more standout larger Star Wars sets that is coming on August 1st. 16 cents price per piece. 1066 parts. It's just action-packed, right? This set is completely action-packed. You have a ton of minifigures in this one. It is based, of course, on the original trilogy, so you have Luke and Han and Leia, but you also have a ton of others. You have multiple droids, you have Chewie, everything in there. So you've got a lot going on in here, and it looks like a lot of fun. You also have a small Y-Wing included. So yeah, I'm a fan. I like this set. It's pretty cool. The shape is kind of reminiscent of Darth Vader's castle a little bit. And then we have Darth Vader Mech. So we have a couple of Mech sets that I think these are going to be big sellers, right? You've got a 75368, 139 parts, 12 cents price per piece, and a $16 price point. At $16 bucks, I can see this thing selling a lot. and it's Darth Vader. Darth Vader plus Mech, right? Because Mech sets in the Lego world, they sell really, really well. And you've got Darth Vader plus Mech. It's just a recipe for awesome. Then you also have Boba Fett Mech, right? So 75369, 10 cents price per piece, so even better value. Same MSRP, but you get more pieces. So Boba Fett, and then also you get the Stormtrooper Mech, 75370, 138 pieces in this one, $16 price point. So are people going to go ahead and collect all three of these? Absolutely they are, and you can get it for a reasonable price, right? So under 50 bucks, you're going to have all three of these sets, and people are going to be doing exactly that, and they're going to do it right on release date. So these are 3 Star Wars sets that people are going to want to pick up. Then we have Super Mario. We have Rambi the Rhino expansion set, 71420, 106 parts, $11. So pretty cool. You got a little Rhino here to add to your obstacle course. You've got Dixie's Kong's Jungle Jam expansion, 71421, 174 pieces at $27 price on this one. Then you have a Picnic at Mario's House expansion set, 71422, with 259 parts for $38. You know, you do have a lot of kind of interesting parts in some of these sets, but you know, the price per piece is pretty high. Dry Bowser Castle Battle expansion set. This is 71423, 1321 parts. So the biggest set that is releasing here in the Mario lineup, of course. 8 cents price per piece. So you're getting great value for this one, $110. Now this is an example of a set at $110 that I think is just amazingly worth it, right? You're getting good value here. There's a lot going on. The build looks like a lot of fun. I just love the look of this thing. And of course, it's going to go really, really well with your other Mario sets, because you're always going to need some iteration of, you know, Bowser's Castle, or, you know, the kind of the end goal or the end boss. When you're building out your Mario worlds and you're working your way through it, you're going to need to get to a point where you're going to fight that end boss. And so this is kind of a, you know, an iconic set to be adding to this lineup. Donkey Kong's Treehouse, another iconic set, iconic thing in the Mario universe. 71424, 555 parts for 60 bucks. Now this one again I think is pretty good, and I like what you get here. Of course you do get Donkey Kong, which is the big selling point of this set. And you know, and it looks like fun, and it looks like it's going to add some nice contrast to some of the other parts of your Mario world. Pretty cool. We have Diddy Kong's minecart as well. Anything to do with carts, tracks, trains, like stuff like that, I'm a fan of. I like that stuff. And you know, this is no exception. I actually think this looks great. This is set number 71425 with 1,157 parts for, once again, $110. You're getting a lot here, right? This is a pretty good addition to your Mario collection. And then the last Mario set that is releasing on August 1st is Larry's and Morton's Airship. Airships, very popular in the Mario world, right? There's multiple times where you see them pop up in the universe, and 71427 is the set number, 1,062 pieces. So there are multiple larger Mario sets that are coming on August 1st. It's an $80 set. And I'm a big fan of this one as well. We've got a couple of really good, strong Mario sets coming. You've got 2 airships here, and a lot of playability, a lot of fun going on, and pretty interesting builds. Next up we have Tecnica, and starting with the Crawler Crane LR 13000. Now 42146 is the set number, 2,883 parts with a 24 cents price per piece, $700 price. So $700 obviously is going to put some people off. It looks like a lot of fun to build this thing. Would I pay $700? No, but I'm not the target audience for this set. You've also got app control features going on here, which does help to drive up that price per piece, because, you know, you've got mechanical components and different things. But this looks like, you know, a ton of fun, and it looks absolutely massive. Fans of those more intricate Technic builds are going to be all over this thing. I do think the price will put some people off. Next up we have the Audi RSQ e-tron. Now this is a very popular car of the moment, of course, and 42160 is the set number, 914 pieces for $180. It also has some app control, and there's kind of, you know, there's some mechanical components here, of course. Technic fans love the kind of supercars and the fast car builds, and I don't think this is going to be any different. I'm excited to see what this looks like in person, because on the box I don't know that it looks like it should be $180, but if you look a little closer you do see there's a lot of intricate details going on here. But in general, you know, I think it looks great, but I'd like to see it in person. We had the Lamborghini Huracán Tecnica. Right, so we have set number 42161, 806 parts, 6 cents price per piece, $50 price. Now these $50 Technic sets I love, right? I really like that price point for Technic, and I think you get a lot of value at that $50 price. And this is no different. It's going to look great next to the other, your collection of other supercar Technic sets in this price range. So what do you think? What is your favorite Lego set that is releasing on August 1st? Which ones are you gonna buy? And if you want to learn more about investing in Lego sets and buying them before values go up, we've got a free Facebook group. So if you want to join our Facebook group, the link will be in the description down below, completely for free. Jump in there and you can engage in the discussions. And while you're down there, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you in the next one.